Welcome back to part number 4 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as the Antigonid Kingdom. Most of the fun here is trying to survive the early game, which we're doing so far. There's a raft of revolts on the way. These these territories or provinces are going to blow really fast. They're all headed down incredibly quickly. Our stability is falling. Our AE is high, relatively speaking, relative to these provincial loyalty ticks. We're just going to have to put the loyalties down with mercs. That's about all that I really can say. I was thinking of going in as we're loaded, stealing some of these mercs and moving them down to an island paradise here. They can go in Cyprus or be located in Cyprus, perhaps. There's another, well, maybe Cyprus is a reasonable place for them. I'm sure there's another island around here I could locate. Actually, I'm not exactly sure of it. I think they're actually all connected. All these islands they can get back off and go and re-exile. But Cyprus we can store as many mercs as we like there. So we don't have to pick them up from, say, up here, or maybe we'll grab a couple of mercs from the Roman. While we finish up our early game warring cycle, I noted during our recent war with Macedon and company to take him out so we could reform Macedon here, Epirus came over and took Lamia. At the time I was agitated about it, but now we have a claim immediately actionable on Epirus because of Lamia. So, if we cancel our access, we can then take him out. This wasn't really necessary until I started analyzing the moves. I was moving some of these pops up out of these territories here toward some of these less than full cities here. A couple of pops available here or there. Pella, etc. There's quite a few Macedonians there, so I was going to move some of those Greeks up into Pella and other various cities in the area, and noted that this province here has quite a few Greeks, which are probably going to be less than stellarly happy over the longer term, and I'd have to move them here, and then here, and then here, as opposed to just here and here. So that is a roadblock that will not stand. As we have all these mercs about, and we want to stop the Roman from conquering Epirus, and Ptolemy especially, to stop him from having any territory in Illagracia, and getting claims on Greece and or Macedon, which will encourage him to go off in this direction. I'm going to attack Epirus right now and then try to maintain my stability so as to attack Ptolemy as well. Our claim against Ptolemy is not particularly far along, but it'll finish at some point. But immediately I'm going to attack Epirus. I'm also going to move any and all Macedonian primary culture pops from the countryside. There must be some, it doesn't have to be, but there must be some Macedonians about in some way, somewhere. For instance, here, there must be some Macedonians that are mulling about in the countryside. Do we want these Macedonians in the wheat field, tanking our research rate? We do not want Macedonians in the field tanking our research rate, so I'm going to essentially go to all the provincial capitals and move these Macs from the countryside into the city so they can promote, and our research rate continues to rise. While shuffling pops about, I found, oddly enough, there's a bunch of citizens and freemen in Baroia. So why not make a city there? I don't have a good reason, so let's do it. So it would seem that the first levy of Macedonia has not been recaptained by our Basilius, and it's now leaderless. So I have to stand them down And then do what, really? I note we have some claims here and here. Because they're Greece, and we may as well take them out while we're at it. The problem being that we don't have a lot of mercenaries that are in decent shape. In fact, all of our mercenaries are beaten and battered. So I'm thinking we should probably stand them down and hire new ones. Here's a nice one right here. Over in mainland Greece. It should not be trouble, as it's a like culture. Theoretically, this area here, I want to keep those mercs fresh for the upcoming revolts. There's an 8-11 man here. So we should probably get him on the ball as well. Just for no other reason that the enemy doesn't hire him. We happen to have this merc right here as well. Why not? Take him. We don't have the slot. We don't. We have 3 mercenaries presently, and that's all we can have. I could disband this merc stack, but he's really not really all that bad. He has plenty of food. He's moraled up. We can declare war here and then get on Epirus. There's a 3 stack here of Epirian a levy, I believe, Taxus, actually. We'll have this mercenary attack Lamia. I'm going to continue moving pops about. I'll probably saw through a couple of thousand gold doing it. And then we'll declare this war. There are not nearly as many Macedonians as one might imagine. I have not checked Cyprus. Hopefully there are some there. There are not many. They're all Hellenes, though. There are no Macedonians there. I didn't saw through my couple of thousand gold, that's for sure, shuffling pops about, because there's just none to shuffle. So we'll use that gold that we were going to spend on shuffling pops to build aqueducts in our cities here. Our capital province is going to need more pops, as we're going to be coming into quite a few of them in here. And we're going to be able to evacuate these pops from this province up to Pella, or the capital province as well. I think we got some provincial improvements from our turning into Macedon, and I believe we can use it for... We'll go with population capacity in our capital territory or province. Let's declare a couple of wars. While the declaring is good, we can declare here. Look at that, he's at war with Epirus. He's allied with I see. Well, there's no time like the present. Let's get on with it here. We'll declare on Epirus as well. And have one big free-for-all. We should wipe this army out here completely. We'll see about heading over here as well. We'll perhaps just wait. I'm gonna reorganize a bit more. Our mega polyremes should be repairing. They're in fair shape. Won't wipe that army completely. Our infrastructure has improved. I took my 40 mil experience that I get every decade in lieu of being able to use the call up the levy and disband the levy efficiency modifier that will get you almost an unlimited supply of military experience over time. So we have another infrastructure. We'll use it for pop capacity and carry on. Drat, my plan has been foiled. It looks as though the Romans have already arrived here in Tolitania, and my claim will go for naught. If it even hits, I doubt it even becomes actionable. Mega triremes are back up to speed. Let's get over here immediately. Our aqueducts hit. I'm going to build more. Why not assault his capital? There's no reason. Done it. I'm going to get this merc back over to our capital to be relocated at some point to Cyprus. I'm wondering where my fleet is. These mega polyremes are slow, but they're quite useful. Oh. Our megapolyremes have arrived. We're going to destroy all the forts in the area. This area is now completely occupied, so we can close this war out, and we can surely close the Imperian war out shortly as well. With that having been said, perhaps we should head back to Pella for repairs, which is what we'll do. Let's piece these out. And we'll piece Epirus out as well. There's a fair clip of aggressive expansion, but as this is going to be our last war, I'll not worry about it. I think the storm is upon us at some point relative to our warring cycle. These territories here, they will blow. It's just a question of whether we can get theaters built in the various cities in these areas before they do blow. When does our next innovation hit? Let's see. 465. Yeah. 466, 465. We're going to need a breakthrough if we can do it, because these things are going to blow well before those we get access to a grand theater. Well, not exactly blow, but they'll go below the 33 loyalty threshold to where we won't be able to build a grand theater. I suppose we could stave it off with a temple. It seems wasteful, as we have an auto tick from our law, and soon to have an auto tick at some point from the innovation. Religious innovation will soon hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. That'll get us a pop conversion speed tick of 0.5 up. And with our mission tree as it sits, well, that'll only get more pronounced as time goes on. We'll get an automatic deification of Old One Eye, as well as a 50% off on one or two others that we could deify at some point when we finish this mission tree. So building grand theaters is a nice idea, but it's probably a waste of money. We'll probably be better off saving for a wonder rather than theaters. I mean temples, but theaters I think are quite a decent investment. As our stability is low, it's approaching 20 where we will not be able to declare a war. I note we have some claims here. And as our provinces are hopelessly disloyal anyway, and we're going to go through a cycle of provincial rebellions that we're going to have to quell, we may as well just attack this and secure as much of our capital region of Macedonia as possible before the Romans do. So I have this merc here headed back up toward that area. I have our proper taxes as well. And this merc is hireable. I'm going to do it. We'll get him reorganized. Get him proper tactic and head up there and secure this area. This is the guy that won the Olympics the last time. I figure we send him again. Let's do it. We need more pops to fuel our capital territory as well. I have evacuated many pops from Epirus and Greece. These cities are filled up, but we have a new one going up here. I wonder if we should build another as well right here to house these pops. It sounds a reasonable idea, really. I have some wood there. Let's do it. We'll build a city right there as well. Oh, it's over for him. That guy had some stats all right. Let's declare this war right now. While the declaration is good. Well, let's start it off with a proper assault. We've done it. On we go. Let's do another assault here. Won't. Look at that, our claim hit. So we'll have a claim on the Romans. I sent these mercs up here. I sent our capital Taxus here. This should close out the war in a very fast pace, a record time. That is the size of that. Let's see what this... boom, I'll take that, surely. I'm probably going to need it with... Dardania is probably going to get us a lot of aggressive expansion. 12. Well, I'm going to take it because it's our capital region. That's the end of it. I'm sure we don't have any errant claims here. There's no way we could. And we have found a bunch of pops here. We can move down to our capital. I'm going to move these pops down. From here, I'm also going to go acquire mercenaries and move them to Cyprus in preparation for the coming series of revolts, which are going to be numerous and go on for some time. And I'll leave the maybe the triremes and megapolyremes here so we can get it done quicker with the Liborians. This unit in Syracuse comes to mind. I'm going to recruit him. He's going to be our first target. So I think that merc in Syracuse is hireable by none other than Syracuse. And I think the Roman has hired all the mercs of any relevance. I don't want to take... I could take these mercs from Carthage. There's a 20 stack and a 16 stack, but why would I do that when they'd probably use them against the Roman? I don't know. That leaves us with our friend over in Seleucid Megale here. There's a 24 stack here and a 19 stack here. I think they'd be better placed in Cyprus. So as all is fair in love and war, and we're about to declare war on the Seleucids, I figure we should probably grab those and make them immediately de-exilable and hireable by ourselves rather than him by placing them in Cyprus. So let's do that exactly right now. We're going to hire this one as well. We have a new city. It's producing cloth. I have it fully populated, and now it has a greater capacity. I'm going to fill it even further. Max it out, in fact. Here we go. I just looked just not a second ago. There was only one, and now there are two. These units have arrived. I'm going to start to ferry them to Cyprus. Drat. We lose some stability or gain some. I don't want to spend the money, so we're going to lose some stability. Let's go ahead here and assign that and disband you. And disband you as well. I'm going to get this Romanesque merc stack loaded on the fleet and headed over to Cyprus as well. Our city in Gortnia has hit, and the problem is we have no pops that are movable. A lot of these pops in this area here are still demoting from tribals. These guys are demoting as well at some point, so we'll come into the pops, but we just don't have them right now. We don't want the ISIS cult either. Gone up and reconnoitered these Bosporan mercs. I'm going to hire this one right now. Get him on board. One of our vassals has integrated. I'm going to turn Samaria into a client state and begin annexation ASAP. Barbarians. We have an oratory advance and can now, I believe, take the innovation that will unlock grand temples and a 5% build cost. I'm going to begin to build great temples in areas that are soon to go under the 33 threshold. Some of them, I'm sure, have already made it under, but this one, for instance, is still just barely actionable. I'm going to build some temple or theaters there. So, whoops, as I was saying, we want to build grand theaters, not grand temples, so we need to click on this button and begin to build our theaters in earnest. Build a couple of temples or theaters here. I'm going to move all the Hellenes that can be moved into the cities, and at some point it's going to go below the 33 threshold, but at least it will assimilate and convert and hopefully rectify before it goes completely mad and revolts. We just got another innovation. At some point, our research rate will rise above the 125. We need to raise it to 150 ahead of the game there. Another integration. We're about 20 minutes in, about to start the revolt cycle, so why not call it an episode, and I hope to see you in the next one.